like to give you something to mess around with, eh?
Oh, mate, you're an absolute star. Are these ones, like, I guess when anything's right, but they're working better, like, they're not going to...
Yeah, that doesn't happen overnight.
No.
I mean, that one's just about to die, actually, but it's just at its best.
Okay.
But, come on, we'll go over to handovers. I'll show you what...
Exactly.
Good day. Do you mind if I film you whilst you work?
You crack on.
Okay. Good. Where are you from?
Oxford.
Down here for the weekend?
Yes, yes.
Is this your trade? Is this your business?
It has been over the years. I've got two jobs. This is one of them. I also work for a company wrapping big buses.
Wrapping big buses?
Yeah, promotional buses.
Okay.
Printing and wrapping those.
Okay.
Major blue chip companies.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I've got some white spirit or something in my eye.
Sure.
Yeah, I've been doing this about 50 years now.
How many?
About 50.
50.
Yeah. I'm 65 now and I started when I was 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as I go around the rooms, I'm hearing a similar story.
Yeah.
That people started in their teens as a hobby and continue? Or is it a part of an education?
No, with me, it was a case of there was a man in the village who got a model fairground, and I used to help him as a child. And I said to him, "What's the hardest part?" And he said, "The signwriting." I thought, well, there's a challenge. So I picked up a cheap brush and scrawled my name. Thought it was good at the time, looking back on it, it was very poor. And I was just getting to the age when I realised life wasn't going to give me anything on a plate. I've got to work for a living. And I thought, do people get paid for this? And then I contacted a signwriter in the next village to where I lived, worked for him weekends and nights until I left school, went on for him, and eventually started my own business a couple of years later, and the rest is history, as they say. I've been doing this and final work and all sorts of associated signage ever since.
Got all your own business?
No, I had my own business from 1980 through to 2007, where we got too big, too fast, a lot of external factors, a lot of internal mistakes, and we ended up going bankrupt. Since then I've been doing this 3 or 4 days a week, and I've been working for other companies 3 or 4 days a week. As long as the mortgage gets paid, that's what it's all about.
And that life balance is good?
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. It's not bad. And then I should be going full time in this in the next sort of 12 months.
Okay.
So I've had enough of the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as long as I've got some brushes, I should never starve.
No.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Yeah, it's great to keep the old trades going, but at the end of the day, we're all doing it to pay the mortgage. It's great to be idealistic, but you've got to be sensible as well.
And from a commercial point of view, there's enough business there for you?
it's on a bit of a resurgence at the moment, so yes. And like a lot of other people in this room, I tend to specialise in one particular subject. It's like Dave Smith and his gold mirrors. Brilliant. Nobody can touch him for it. David Kinniston and his Roman lettering. Nobody will touch him for it. I specialise in vintage commercial vehicles.
Oh,
So I do a lot of those.
right.
Which, unfortunately, some of the vehicles I'm signwriting now, I can remember signwriting when they were coming new from the garage.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. Yes.
that's age.
Yes.
That's age. I can't do anything to prevent it,
No. But
unfortunately.
isn't it good they're still running?
It's good that they're still running, and it's good there's still people like me who remember how they were done and can do them to look like they were back in the day. You know, you go to a younger sign writer and he's totally reliant on pictures.
Okay.
You know, whereas somebody like me who was in at the tail end of the peak, I suppose, back in the late 60s, early 70s, you know, every vehicle was sign written by hand. You know, when I was involved in a lot of those, I know how the layouts went. I just grew up with it. So to me, it's second nature doing these things, you know. And it's what the old boys that restore these trucks, that's what they want.
Yeah, they do.
You know, so
Yeah.
that's my little niche of the market. You know, I'll do other work as well, you know, shop fronts, you name it. If you want it, I'll do it. So,
Are you also teaching youngsters how to do it? Is there a demand upon your skills that way?
no, I've never been approached. I'm quite happy to. Because when I first started, it was a very insular business, very much so. To the point where you could turn up a commercial garage, sign write a truck, put a kit box down, and another sign writer at the other end of the workshop would pack his up and go home. Wouldn't even work in the same workshops. You know, partaking, sharing information didn't happen at all. So it's got a lot better from the point of view of the trade.
Part of my filming is at Brooklands Museum.
Oh, yes.
Where they have a branch of the Heritage Skills Academy,
Yeah.
as well as at Bicester.
Yeah.
So where you are,
Yeah.
do you ever get down there to do any work?
No, funny enough, no. Get all over the country, but never
Not
on my
there
own
as yet.
doorstep.
You will be there, I'm sure. Because, of course, what's so lovely about the Heritage Skills Academy is they're teaching youngsters
That's it.
the art of building a classic car or
Yeah.
van again
Yeah,
when
yeah.
necessary, or parts of it.
You know, like the old coat signs and stuff like that. You know, very rare.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it can still be done. There are still some of us about. You know,
So wrapping buses is a totally different
oh yeah,
skill in a sense,
it's a
isn't it?
totally different skill set. You've got to know how to use the computer, you've got to know how to set up the artworks,
Yeah.
you've got to know how to break down a customer's artwork so that you can print it, then you've got to print it, laminate it, trim it down to size, and then actually fit it to the contours of the vehicle. So yeah, it's a different skill set, but over the years you've had to adapt. You know, at the end of the day, I said we're in it to pay the mortgage. You know, so that's what the customer demanded round about, I don't know, 1999, 2000. That was the in thing. I got on the bandwagon at the start. So yeah, I was lucky. I was one of the, I don't know, there was probably about 20 to 30 of us, which were like signage gypsies. We'd be in Newcastle one day, Yeovil the next, Kent the next. You know, and we would always be bumping into each other all over the place. And that's the way it went for a few years, you know. Now there's a lot more people wrapping. The vehicle wrap material has got a lot more user friendly. You've still got to know what you're doing, you know, but it's nowhere near as difficult as it was in the early days. Yeah.
But you've decided perhaps that you want to come back to just dealing with sign writing.
Yeah, basically, pay me what I'm good at.
Yeah. What's your name?
Phil.
Phil, thank you very much for sharing your story.
No problem.
You have a good weekend.
I will try my best. Thank you.